Hello guys, my name is Upen Pratap and today I'm going to start a new playlist which is about SQL. So in this video I'm going to explain about the basics of SQL and their queries. So for if you want to write any type of queries, you have to install MySQL installer in your system. To install MySQL installer, you have to go to Google Chrome in your system and search MySQL installer. So, so this is my download MySQL community server. Either you can download this or you can download this also. So if you go here, this is a community server 8.3.0. It's a version, and for Windows it is this. You have to click on this, and now when this file is going to download in your system. After that after that you have to go to your download path and check the file is downloaded. Now you this is already I downloaded the file, and now I'm going to click yes to install this basically MySQL. So basically right now I already installed this MySQL installer, so I'm not going to install this. Okay, so okay, and now in my system there is a my when I search MySQL, this is a workbench where basically I have to write my SQL queries. So for that, um, when you install this MySQL, then you have to basically ask for the password of root admin. So this is the window appears where you have to write the password which you set during the installation of MySQL server. So I'm going to write my password which already set during my installation. So this is the workbench where I am going to basically write the SQL queries. And before I'm going to write the SQL queries, I have to tell about some basics things about SQL. So SQL is basically a structured query language. As its name suggested that you have to write a query to get the data from a table, and the table is inside a database. So this and this is a workbench where you have to write the queries. So if you want to write any queries of SQL, you have to go to schema. Click on schema. Here you see already some database already created, and if you want to create a new database, you have to write here a command. What command? You have to write create database database and database name, which suppose the I'm going to create a database name. You can say company. So I'm going to create this type of database. So create, and the command is create database and company name. Database name. You can say database name. So now I already write this uh, query, and now I'm going to run this. So I got some, I think, ignore this errors. Wait a minute. There is some, I think, error I found. So it says did company database already exist. So if it is already exists, yeah, this company database already exists, which we basically created before that errors. So my database is this, and if you click this company, then you find tables. So in tables there is no nothing uh, table is created. So if you want to create a table, you have to write some queries. So before that I have to tell you about if you created the database name, and if you don't want that database name, you have to, if you want to delete that database, so you have to write a code drop database like this, and database name, which is company. And I, one more things I have to say about this queries and this these keywords which we right now using to write a queries. So this is basically, it's not a you can write any way like this also, and like capital or small letter you can write anyway. So it's not a matter how you write the query. You have to write a correct keyword to basically create and to basically function that queries. So after that I have to basically execute this query, and yeah, so query is executed and the result is that company table is deleted. Company data is deleted. So now next you have to, if you want to use any type of database, or if you want to use any type of database, you have to write a use database name. Database name means the data you want to use. So I want to use this bin techno. So bin techno, I here write bin techno. Okay, so now I'm going to run this query, and now I'm inside this database. So if I show the if I want to show how many tables is inside the bin techno database, so you should write bi- show databases like this. You have to write, and now run this query, and now you see there is lots of databases. If you want to uh, check how many databases are there, and if you want to check how many tables are in this bin techno, so you have to write like this. You have to write show tables, show tables, and run the code. So bin techno have two table name, like employee info and student. So previously I've created these two tables. So if you want to create a new table, you can create a table with the create table name. Suppose there is order, or you can say, yeah, order table. if you want, you write order table. And now here you have to write order id, order id, id com and order id should be int type. And the I have to declare this primary key, primary key like this. And order name, order name, or you can say product name, product, product name, product name should be a varchar, varchar. It should be of 100 size. Now there is yeah, suppose I've created this table, and now I'm going to execute the query. So wait a minute, there is some errors. Order, order tab. If I write this like this, is there any errors? Yeah, it's having order id primary key. Yeah, so you have to write correct keyword primary key like this. So you can I'm going to rename this order. So now maybe it's about some keyword. So yeah, tab. So order table. Now if I want to execute this query, I have to run this query, and now it's executed. So if you check now, if you check, there is three tables: show tables, show tables, and execute this query. Yeah, so employee info, order tab, and student. So if you go and run this query, select asterisk from order tab, order tab, tab, then you you didn't get anything basically. Yeah, you see order id, product name, everything should be a null. And if you have to, you have to insert, if insert some data into that order table. So for inserting a table, you have to uh, write insert queries. So before I'm going to write an insert query, I have to explain some data types which we basically used in this SQL queries. So I'm going to open my notepad and maximize this window. So data type, data type, and description, 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 and usage, usage. So first data type is our char data type. So char basically when wait a minute. So yeah, char, char is basically used to, basically used to input a character value inside any basically any column. So if you want to insert any string value or any character value, then you have to write char. And chars basically, if you provide any length to char, then it should not, it should basically fix that length. Suppose I have provided 100 as char, then in the memory it should occupy like this, 1 to 100 places. Either you should write uh, only 4 to 5 characters in this, but in the memory it will occupy 1 to 100 places. So like this you use. And there is a one another keyword or data types, varchar. Varchar. So this is also, suppose if you write varchar 100, but if you write only Upendra, then it will only occupy space in the memory with the size 7 letter, with the size, with the size 7 letter, 7 letter, not more than that, because I have inserted only Upendra. So this single string having 7 letters, so it will occupy only 7 places. So after that there is a int keyword. Next one is there is a double, double. Next one is there is a big int. Next one is there is a bit. Bit basically provides true or false value, true, false value, false value. Now next one is float, float. Next one is boolean, boolean. And okay, in boolean you have to write a true and false value, false value. But in the above case you have to write 1 to 60, 1 to 64 characters, or you can say 64 places, and it's a range. Now next one is date, date. When you write a data type, there is this format it will follow: year, now it will follow month, now it will follow day. So like this, if you there is one another data type year, if you write this, then it will occupy this value is year. Like this you have to you have to write some data type during the creation of any table. So like I've shown in that query, when I'm going to basically when I write the queries, I basically written int like this. When I created this order table, so it should have it is having two parameter and two columns, which is order id and product name. Order id is int type and product name is a varchar. So if product name is having only 6 or 7 characters, then it will occupy only 7 characters in the memory, the space of 7 characters in the memory. And next one is I have to write, I have to insert, I have to write a query for insert basically. So and yeah, insert, insert into, insert into table name, that is order tab So I have to write order id and comma product name name like this. And now values. So values are like 101 comma product name Pepsi, like this, comma like 102 comma product name Coca-Cola, like this. I have to write. Okay, so yeah, before this I have to this wait a minute this. So I'm going to select, if I have to, if I'm going if you want to execute this query, you have to select whole queries, then click on this execute the statement. Now it's executed. And now if you write select asterisk from table tab from table name order tab, so like this if you write, then if you are going to execute this query, it will show 101 102 Pepsi Coca-Cola. Okay, so this is basic queries which basically I've told create database, drop database, how to use cases, use keywords, show keywords, and create, select, insert. So these are the some basic queries we basically perform to create and insert the table and insert the column or into the table. And if you want to create a table inside a database, you have to write these queries. And after that I'm going to explain some more things about SQL. So I'm basically open my notepad, and here I'm going to explain. There are uh, 4 to 5 types of SQL commands we basically know. So types of types types of SQL command. So first one is DDL. DDL, which is a data definition language. Data data definition language. And these are create, alter, and rename, and truncate and drop. Next one is our DQL. DQL, data query language. Data query language. Query language. Data query language are select. Next one is third, which is DML. Data manipulation 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 data manipulation language. So these are select, insert, update, now delete. Next one is fourth are DCL, DCL, data control language language DCL, grant, comma, revoke. Next one is fifth one is DTCL, TCL. TCL is transaction control language, transaction transaction control language. So this one is start transaction, start transaction transaction start transaction, commit, rollback rollback, like this. So this is all about the basics of SQL queries, and there and some information about data types and types of SQL commands. Thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel.